Hey, and happy Tuesday to you guys. Hope everybody's doing great and adjusting back to the routine of fall after a fun summer. Whatever your summer hobby is, whether that's headed to the beach or camping with the kids or going to the lake, whatever it is. Hope you had a great summer and that everything's going well as you settle back into the routine. But as we hit the fall, want to bring you a little bit of a tip on the selling end of the spectrum today, and that is really just to adjust your expectations as a seller, right? As we'll see in the data here in just a minute. The market's still very seller friendly. However, we've kind of gotten a little bit of a skewed perspective over the last 2 years about what it means to sell a house in Western North Carolina. What used to take 2 days or even 2 hours to sell, you'd have 20 offers in a day, now it might take 2 or 3 weeks to sell that same house. And that's not an abnormal market. You're still getting a great price, a great return on your investment. But go ahead and listen to your agent when setting those expectations, is kind of the tip I have for you this month. Don't panic if your house doesn't sell in 2 days. That's really not normal. We've just gotten spoiled over the last couple of years. So, with that in mind, I want to hop into the data a little bit and show you a little bit about what the market's doing here in Western North Carolina. First thing we want to start with, as always, is month supply. We're looking at inventory levels. And if we look really over the past, several months from April, really, it's been pretty much a horizontal trajectory for all four counties, for Buncombe, Henderson, Transylvania, and Haywood. And what that means is our inventory is kind of plateauing and leveling off a little bit. As you'll see by the numbers, anything under 3 in this metric is a seller's market. So we've got 2 months supply, 1.9, all the way up to 2.6. So basically 2 to 2.5 months supply across all four counties. That's still a seller's market. If you look at it compared to a year ago, things were down in the 1.5 range. There's a little more inventory now than there was compared to a year ago, but it's still a low inventory market here in West North Carolina. So prices are going to stay a little bit higher. There are less houses for sale than people trying to buy them. That's still the case, which leads us to our next metric, which is the percent of original price. This is the sales price compared to the list price on a median basis. So what we're looking at is in Transylvania and Haywood County on the lower end of the spectrum, a house is selling for roughly 96% of its listed price. So if you're going to buy a house, you can expect to maybe get a 3-4% discount on average over there. So if that house is listed for, $500,000, you're probably going to buy it in the 480s, 490s, most cases, unless it's, something special here. In Buncombe and Henderson, you're seeing stuff sell for 98, almost 99% of the list price. So you might have 1% to 2% of negotiation room as a buyer. And then as a seller, you can expect to take not much less than you're listing it for, as long as you're pricing it correctly on the front end. Next thing we're going to look at is days on the market. How long is it taking a house to sell, right? Here, about a year or two ago, I'd have buyers panic. If we didn't see it in an hour of it hitting the market, that house may be gone. Now we're getting, things are cooling a little bit. Rates are going up. Prices are still holding steady, but you've got a little more time to look at a house now than you did 2 years ago. In Buncombe County, they're selling the fastest. So the typical Buncombe County house sells in 9 days. Transylvania County is bringing up the rear at 19 days. So across the region, you can expect a house on average to last, 1 to 3 weeks. So again, that goes back to that tip for sellers, right? If your house is sitting on the market a couple of days, don't panic. That's normal, right? It might take 2, 3 weeks. If you're a buyer and you really love the house, you should go sooner than later, but you don't necessarily have to go within 20 minutes of it hitting the MLS. All right. Then the last thing we want to look at, which is everybody's favorite number, is sales price. We want to know what things are selling for. And kind of like inventory levels, we're seeing these numbers stabilize a little bit there, right? So there in 2021, we'd see houses selling for twice their previous sale. So if that house sold in 2015, it'd sell for 2 or 3 times that amount in 2021. Now things are tapering a little bit. They're more gradual. We're going back to a more normal market where things will appreciate year over year, but prices are stabilizing a little bit. Good thing. So we're looking at median sales prices across the region. We've got Haywood County, your typical home or condo sells in the 352 range. Next up, we got Henderson County selling in the 430 range on average. Buncombe County, 465 on average. And then Transylvania County, 470 on average. And again, those numbers aren't a whole lot different from last month's figures. So we see kind of that stabilizing in the market. So overall, we've got a seller's market, a more stabilized market, and honestly, a more healthy market. So if I can help you interpret any of this data for you and your particular situation, feel free to give me a shout. Happy to help as always. and hope you go and make it a great day today.